Okay, I will start chanting the invocation slokas as usual, and then let us see what I speak. Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdho मामुद्धरात्मीय कटाक्ष दृष्ट्या ऋज्व्यातिकारुण्य सुधाभिवृष्ट्या स्वामिन्नमस्ते 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 ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजभावयुक्तं आनन्दमानन्दकरं प्रसन्नं योगीन्द्रमेड्यं भवरोगवैद्यं श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि नित्याय सत्याय चिदात्मकाय नव्याय भव्याय परात्पराय शुद्धाय बुद्धाय निरञ्जनाय नमोऽस्तु नित्यं गुरुशेखराय नमोऽस्तु नित्यं गुरुशेखराय नमोऽस्तु नित्यं गुरुशेखराय. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. So I said that, then let us see what I speak. Actually, I have been constantly asked, what is your topic, what is your topic? And I was really not able to understand what should be my topic. I did not want to take any text. Texts have been done. But I always feel that whatever text we study and we go deep into it, we understand the concepts, we understand the knowledge, but it becomes very difficult to actualize the knowledge. As soon as we are in activity or in interaction, we lose all the stability that we have gained by learning the scriptures and whatever knowledge we have gained from the scriptures. So, I think my sadhana always has been to actualize the knowledge. I think when I started, I was very young at that time, did not even understand what that knowledge is. But I think I wanted peace and happiness. A peace and happiness which remains always. Even in the midst of activity, midst of worries and tension, I always thought, is there anything permanent in this life? What is that permanence? I think that it is by God's grace, as Shankaracharya says, Durlabham trayamevaitat devanugraha hetukam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshrayah. So that word comes. What is this shloka? It says that three things are very rare in this life. Durlabham, rare. And Durlabham trayamevaitat. Three. Trayam is three. Which are the three in this life? One is manushyatvam. That is the human life. We should be grateful and we should feel blessed that we are human beings. And we are not animals, we are not birds, we are not insects or reptiles. Or maybe many other creatures. So, why should we be grateful? And what is the difference between us and the other creatures which the Creator has created? The difference is in mind and intelligence. The Creator, God, has given us mind and intelligence. We can think, and by intelligence we can also discriminate what is good, what is bad, what is true, what is false, what is real and what is unreal. And we also understand that what is really auspicious for our life. What is the real purpose of our life? With mind and intelligence, such kind of a question comes in the mind. Not to all. Many ordinary people, they just live the life. They feel that, ordinarily people feel that they are born, then they have to get educated, they have to get married, they must be getting a job, and you try for better and better jobs, gain more and more wealth, more and more comfort, luxury. You bring up the children, get them settled, get them married. This is the life. And ultimately you become old and you die. This is the life. But when the mind and intelligence, by God's grace, which we have got, and by God's grace, we start having a question in mind. What for is this life? Is it only for this? Or is there a greater purpose for life? In this life, we find that in spite of having everything, we still are worried, tense, anxious. Even if we are not, we do not get permanent happiness and joy. Even if we have happiness and joy, we know that something may happen by which it will be broken. It will be gone. Even if we have enough money, we still do not feel secure. We always feel that, whether it will be lost, or even if we had enough of wealth and property and everything, we may get a disease. And then when there is a very critical disease, nothing is enjoyable. Nothing is enjoyable. So, is there anything in life, any stage, any state, gaining which we will be able to feel unaffected? Life will be like this. Life will bring in many kinds of waves. But is there anything by which we can attain something so that we become unaffected? So, I was telling that shloka. What is that shloka? Durlabham trayamevaitat devanugraha hetukam. What are this trayam? One is manushyatvam. We have had the human body having mind and intelligence, and we should use them. And then what are the other two? Mumukshutvam. What is mumukshutvam? It is the yearning or zeal to have liberation. Liberation from what? Not liberation from the body. Liberation from the shackles of the mind by which we get bound. What are the shackles? Shackles of the mind and intelligence. Just now I told some. Anxiety, tension, worry, fear. Then indecision, confusion of the mind. Non-clarity of things which are happening around. All these things. So, these are the shackles of the mind which keep us constricted, keep us bound, and we are always feeling that, if these were not there, how nice it would be, how free I will be, how I will feel very liberated and as if I am flying. That doesn't happen. So, these are the shackles of the mind, and there are traits of the mind by which also we get bound. What are the traits? Most common, I think all of you can tell. All of you have it, when I have it. What is that? Irritation, anger, and impatience, intolerance, not feeling helpful to others, not wanting to sacrifice, holding on to things, holding on to ideas, criticism, blamefulness, fault finding, likes and dislikes, preferences, all these. And you can add to the list. Each one you will find all that I have listed out, you will be able to add a similar number or more to this. Fear. Fear is one. We are always afraid of something. Even though there is nothing to fear, there is some kind of fear. Fear of insecurity. In spite of having everything in life, lot of bank balance, big palaces, jewelry and all that, fear will be there. And we cannot buy fear by our bank balance. We cannot write a check and say that go and get fearlessness from that shop. Can we? No. How will we get it? These are the questions which will rise in the mind of a person who has become mumukshu. Muktim ichha mumuksha. That is, I feel that I should be liberated from all this. Let anything happen. Whatever comes, I accept. Whatever goes, I let it go. I don't become affected. My dear children, see, just think that kind of a state where I feel that I will be unaffected by anything in life. What a freedom it gives. Such a freedom it gives. But we have to understand how we get it. So mumukshutvam, when the mind starts feeling that I should be liberated from these shackles of my mind, I am a mumukshu. So what is rare? Manushyatvam. Second is mumukshutvam. You know very well, many people will not have that desire to have liberation. They will just go on in the ordinary way of life. Then there is a third one. Even if you have these two, that is, we have got human birth and we have got mumuksha also, then what is the third one? Mahapurusha samshrayaha. That is, you must have the loving and caring association of a Mahatma, a Mahapurusha who is a self-realized person, who has known what is this life, how to remain unaffected, how to remain fearless, and who has understood in doing so what he has learned. He has known his own real identity, that is, he has known his own self. The self is imperishable, eternal, it is absolutely changeless, it is unaffected, it is ever free, it is all-pervading. So many attributes are there. So he has known it. He also, like an ordinary person, in his mind, such questions came, then he tread this path, and he has attained that stage, gaining which he is able to be one with his own self. He is established in his own self. It is not a theoretical knowledge that there is a self. A self is within us. It is not that. He has become the self. Brahmavit brahmaiva bhavati. He has become it. And all his actions, all his interactions will be around that knowledge. He'll never forget it. He'll never fall from it. Now what happens? For all people who are treading this path and has not reached, they know about it, they feel it, they fall from it. Right? Now, they are like that. So, Mahapurusha Samshraya. So, one must have this Mahapurusha Samshraya, the blessed association with a Mahatma, a Sadguru. And what is a Sadguru? I will tell you. Now these three things, Shankaracharya says, Devanugraha Hetukam. When the three come together, by God's grace. God's grace. So all of us are blessed. On which account? Because I think in all of us who have assembled here, or maybe who are listening, and many others who may be listening to other lectures or treading this path under the guidance of a Mahapurusha, they are all blessed. So the first thing that I tell you is feel very blessed. Feel blessed. This blessedness, the sublimity of feeling blessed, the sublimity and the blissfulness of feeling blessed, let that never leave you. Never leave you. See, you have come to the ashram for a particular purpose. From your houses, from your jobs, you have made so much arrangement and you have come for 7 days. I don't know whether you have any particular wish, particular desire. I would say that simply be at home. Leave all kind of expectations. Don't think that I'll attend the retreat and I will get this and that. Nothing. Be like space, and everything, the bliss of this spiritual knowledge, let it fall into you drop by drop, drop by drop, drop by drop. Leave all your preconceived ideas. Whatever you have learned, not learned, everything. Just be. You know what Swamiji told me when I came at his feet, joined him. I knew Swamiji for a long time. Then when came to be at his feet, to be guided by him, and my whole wish was to serve him. He said, be like a 12-year-old girl. Do nothing. Do nothing. That is what I am telling you. Do nothing. Just give your ear. There should not be any effort even that I must remember this, I must note this. No, nothing. Just let the shower of spiritual knowledge drench you, soak you up, and be blessed. You will be going from this class, there will be another class, from morning till night, there are so many things. Do not allow this blessedness to leave you. That will be the real gain. And do not allow that blessedness to leave you when you go back. Go back to your household, your jobs, your families, maybe some problems. Do not allow that. So who is a guru? The guru is, in Vivek Chudamani, it says, Shrotriyo abrijino akamahato yo brahmavittamah brahmanyuparata shanto nirindhanaivanalaha ahetukadaya sindhu bandhuranamatam satam. This 3 lines is describing a Mahapurusha, a Sadguru. What is said in these 3 lines? A Guru is a Shrotriyaha. That is, he is well versed in the scriptures. He is not only well versed, he has become what the scriptures are talking about. What is the scriptures talking about? The scriptures are talking about God, Brahman, the self. So he is well established in the self. Shrotriyaha, Avrijinaha. Avrijinaha means he is sinless. He is absolutely having no impurity. He is pure. Akamahataha. He is not smitten by any kind of desire. Everybody else is smitten by some desire or other. It may be a very big desire, that I must get a very big job, or I must rise to the highest position in my organization, or I must have few houses, a few cars. Big desires. My son should go to a foreign country to study. Leave aside those. The simple desires. What is the simple desire? I should be appreciated. I should be recognized. People should talk to me in a nice manner. Nobody should criticize me or comment upon what I am doing. These simple things, they are also desires. Akamahataha. He is not smitten by any desire. Yo brahmavittamaha. Out of all the brahmavit, what is the meaning of brahmavit? One who has known Brahman. So out of all the brahmavit, he is one superior. Brahmanyuparataha. Next word. What is Brahmanyuparataha? His mind has got withdrawn from everything else, every thought, and it dwells on Brahman alone. Brahmanyuparataha. Brahmanyuparata shantaha. Nirindhana ivanalaha. So his mind is always withdrawn, is always within, into his own self. Or even if he is acting, he always finds the Brahman everywhere. The self or Brahman or God everywhere. His mind is dwelling on Brahman. Shantaha, calm, tranquil, he is. And how is he calm and tranquil? Brahmanyuparata shantaha, nirindhana ivanalaha. Nirindhana ivanalaha. See, when we light a fire, there should be some fuel. So if you are burning wood, wood is the fuel. If you are burning a lamp, the oil is the fuel, oil or ghee, whatever we use. Unless fuel is there, the fire will not get lit. And if the fuel is over, fire gets extinguished. So, he is nirindhana ivanalaha. In him, fire of desire has got extinguished. You understand? What is the fuel of agitation in our minds? Desire. Because of various desires. Say this desire. I should be appreciated. I should be recognized. People should understand what are my thoughts. People should be considerate to me. These thoughts. So, even these are not there. So, the agitation of desire, like in him, all the desire having got annihilated, attenuated, there is no fuel for him to become agitated. Just like for fire, when fuel is over, it gets extinguished. In him, all the desires having gone removed, there is no agitation. He becomes what? Calm, Shanta. My dear children, I don't know how you take to these shlokas. When I read them, or I was from the very first exposure to shlokas, when I read, I feel I should be like this. I should be like this. That is, my mind also should become all this. Even if Shrotriyaha, I may not be knowing all the scriptures, but one can be established in the Brahman thought. Then Avrijinaha, sinless, I should be pure. I asked Swamiji actually once, Swamiji, how to become pure? I was very young, even younger than all of you. how to become pure, Swamiji? Then Swamiji said, love purity and you will become pure. Whatever quality you want to have, love that quality and you will get that quality. So, when you read any shlokas, Avrijinaha means sinless, pure, no impurity. One immediately the mind should think, oh, how to get that purity? What are the impurities in me? How will I remove them? This should be the thought. Avrijinaha akamahataha. And then akamahataha word should immediately one should feel that, oh, what are my desires? The subtle desires. Maybe big desires. Maybe if one is a lazy person, may try to become a little, less lazy. One is not able to get up early in the morning, tries very hard to get up earlier. Maybe one is very much given to sweets, understands it is too excess, tries to become a little moderate. All those things we can do. But what are the subtle desires in our mind? We should be introspective. There comes again the mind and intelligence. We have to apply our mind and intelligence and understand what are the subtle desires in me which make me fearful, which make me tense unnecessarily, which makes me feel very intolerant or irritated very quickly. All these things. So, akamahataha yo brahmavittamaha brahmanyuparataha. And then what we can all do, we will find that if we are observing ourselves, we observe others. Always we are observing others. He did like this, talked like this, behaved like this, said like this. Always the finger is there. The finger should be this side. Observe oneself and see what are my defects. So, Brahmanyuparata, if we observe us, we will find that our mind, we are allowing our mind to go here and there. Here and there. Go. We are never trying to get it back inside us. We just give it indulgence. So, what is Brahmanyuparata word should immediately strike to us. Say after 1 hour, you will observe yourself. In this 1 hour, what did I do? Maybe you are doing office work. Naturally, then I am not saying that you should leave that job and think of Brahman. Otherwise, the time that is free to us, when we take bath, when we just go for sleeping, just when we get up, when we are dressing ourselves, when we are walking, maybe taking a walk, or maybe driving. Many moments are there with us where we are free, we can think, and those are the times when we allow our thoughts to go to unnecessary thoughts. So, Brahmanyuparataha, how to become a Brahmanyuparataha? We must try to bring it back, think of good things. We need not think Brahman. Does it mean anything? No. We have to think, what are the attributes of Brahman? Oh, it is changeless, or it is all-pervading. It is an expansion. It is space-like. So, such attributes of Brahman, or whatever good thoughts, will make your mind calm. See, thoughts, maybe some incident where we have seen or heard about one being helpful to others, even that thought. Any thought which elevates the mind, which does not agitate the mind, but elevates the mind, makes the mind expanded, any such thought. And definitely, if we know some of the shlokas, as Swamiji was telling in the morning, by heart some shlokas, and we constantly dwell on those shlokas, which will be helpful for our sadhana, we can always stop our mind from going to petty matters which will never give us any happiness permanently, bring them back and focus them on these thoughts. Brahmanyuparata Shantaha. You should chant this word, Shantaha, in a Shantaha manner. Shantaha, Shantaha. All of us, I think, we want this word for ourselves. Shantaha, Shanti, and Ananda. Shantaha. Brahmanyuparata Shantaha. When we chant these slokas, even our prayers, always try to chant. I always say, you may not have tune. You may not sing as we are doing. But chant. And chant understanding the meaning. If we chant this word, Shantaha, it will immediately give us Shanti. It will immediately make all the agitations or little bit, pricking. Our mind is like this. Mind's nature is to have thoughts, to bring them down, to make it restful. Brahmanyuparata Shanto Nirindhana Ivanalaha. And again, that Ivanalaha, as we can be compared to the fire getting extinguished when we do not have any desire in the mind. So again we can start thinking, what are the subtle desires in the mind? And try to catch them and remove them. It may not take place, you may not be successful in one day, but the effort should be there. Then, last line. Ahetuka daya sindhu bandhuranamatam satam. The two lines are giving some qualities of the Guru. And the third, that is also for the Guru. It says, Ahetuka daya sindhu. What is his another characteristic? He is a daya sindhu. That is, he is an ocean of mercy and compassion. Ahetuka. Ahetuka means without any motive. Bandhu anamatam satam. Those who come, and come at his feet, those who bow down at his feet, and with humility they sit at his feet, he is a friend of all those. All those. And friend means what? Ahetuka, without any motive, without any condition, unconditionally. If you go into yourselves, you will find that even between the best of friends, the love is conditional. If the best friend sometimes criticizes you, shouts at you, you may feel that I must withdraw. This is an unconditional love that he has. He has for everybody. Ahetuka daya sindhu bandhuranamatam satam. And I will not tell that shloka, but in another shloka it says, he is like the spring breeze. Shanta mahanto nivasanti santo vasantavalloka hitam jarantaha. All these descriptions have been given, and he is a Mahan, he is a very quiet, tranquil and calm, and he is like a spring breeze. Those who stay in North India, they know how cold it is, so everybody will be looking forward to this spring season, when the spring will come, when the intense winter will go. And when the spring season comes, in the winter all the leaves have fallen. Everybody and many creatures go into hibernation. Everybody feels very, very much, stricken by the cold. And when the spring season comes, there is newness everywhere. Small new leaves will come, and all the birds, they will start making their nests, and then insects also will come. That is why we get disease also. So, everywhere is a newness, there is a happiness. The breeze is very pure and nice. So he has been compared with spring season. Vasantavat Lokahitam charantaha. He is like a spring season bringing joy and festivity in the minds of others. This is the description of a guru. Now, I don't know how I started, but I've told you all this, and I tell you that in my life, I have always felt that whatever knowledge we get, whether from the scriptures or from the Guru, the knowledge has to be lived. One must live the knowledge. When I started treading this path, as I said, I was young, started reading Bhagavad Gita. Some of the shlokas I would not even understand, really. But some of the things, some of the shlokas went deep into my mind, and I always felt that, oh, I can become like this, I can become like this, can I become like this? So, this is how I started. And as the life went by, and you know that I'm blessed to be at the feet of the Guru for so many years, serving him. Whether here or anywhere, I always feel that we'll be fulfilled only when the knowledge about the self, that self is everywhere, God is everywhere, to be understanding it, to understand that I am the self, I am not the body, and to see God is everywhere, that kind of getting established, getting that realization is absolutely necessary for any person to have the happiness and peace. That is what we may acquire a lot of knowledge. We may be associated with the Guru. We may be very blessed to be associated with a Mahapurush, with a Sadguru. We may be doing our sadhana. But what one needs to have is remaining anchored in this knowledge. And what is this knowledge? The knowledge is only this, that you are the self and that the self is everywhere. This is what is the knowledge. So, how to remain anchored? I think that becomes the question of everybody. As I said, when we go to activities, interactions, then we find that whatever knowledge we have had theoretically, we have all lost most of it. So what is to be done? So maybe I can tell about my own experiences, how my life has been, and if I look back, I find that was from my childhood. I had always felt that I would always like to have the presence of God in me. Feel Him inside. Feel Him inside. I think I have told this many times, but maybe some are new. In my childhood, my mother had made a very good habit in us, the siblings. I am the eldest. So what was the habit? My mother said that you must pray to God. And she said, pray that you should become a good girl. In Bengali, amake bhalo meye koro. So what is good girl? I did not understand what is this good meaning. Later I understood good human qualities. As I went forward, I understood that all the good qualities actually belong to the self. So she had told this. And she said, God is inside you. So every day we'll pray to God, not always at a proper time, sitting at a shrine or nothing like that, but definitely before sleeping, I'll fold my hands and pray. But that very habit made me feel very close to God. And I started talking to God. I would like all of you to do that. God is not to be placed only in the shrine, or to be thought that God is only in the temple. God is everywhere. As He is everywhere, He is inside me, the most nearest, the dearest. And we do not have to have any kind of appointment to seek to meet Him. Even the best of friends, even the husband and wife, if they have to talk to each other for some time, will see what is a convenient time. For God and to your own self, you can immediately turn to. So this one habit, so initially when I was young, I would be talking. Mostly when I'll be fearful, I'll be asking for some help, or mostly if I'm angry with somebody. So like this, I would be talking to God. And then when I came to know Baba and wrote to him the first letter, he wrote to me that think of God and God is within you. So what I had been practicing so far, a simple habit which my mother had instilled in me, that habit which I was following, by that I felt that God is very near me. I can express many of my sorrows, my delights, my anxieties, my worries, and talk to God. Talk to God means what exactly? Talking to someone. In the mind we are always talking. So talking to the God. See to it that I don't get, see to it that, as a student, see to it that I get very good marks, or I get the first rank, such kinds of thought. And then if you don't, if you are not successful, then why is it same God we talk to? So when Baba wrote that, it was a confirmation of what I had been doing so far. And Baba also wrote one sentence, Ram se lagi raho bhai, teri banat banat ban jai. Baba was not like Swamiji. Baba is Swamiji's Gurudev. Here. And Baba was not talking as Swamiji talks. Swamiji gives lectures. Baba used to be in his own village, Purnashram, his abode. And whoever went, if they asked something, he will give one or two replies. But he used to reply the letters immediately whenever I have written, and some very simple instructions which made the mind feel lighter, made the mind feel devoted. And one of them is this, Ram se lagi raho bhai, teri banat banat ban jai. I did not understand fully from where it is and all that references, I don't know. But understood that one has to remain connected to Rama. What is this Rama? Atma Rama. Later understood, this is the self. Be connected to yourself, your own within, and you will be fulfilled. You will be fulfilled. This is what he said. So, that time onwards, I understood that even though the Mumuksha, my yearning was, I did not understand, it's like, say, who was saying that day? See, we are having so many, Swamiji was telling that he never had any kind of this kind of retreat or anything. We also did not have. We didn't, those days there was no, recorders or cassette players or CDs or anything. We could not hear anything. Maximum we read, and we read. I read. So, I felt that, I always felt that I would like to, whatever touch I'm getting of God, I must be able to have that touch always. But found that in many cases, in my interactions especially, I'm falling from those touches. if I would feel that I should not be irritated, I should not react fast, I should be very, very tolerant, I should be very patient, I should be very loving, sacrificing, and would find that many times I've slipped from that. So that used to give me a lot of pain. Lot of pain. Why is it so? You understand why? Why the pain was there? One should have pain. Because we are feeling that I want something very, very intensely, and I'm not having it. But then, what is the effort to be done? What is the way? Who will show me the way? How will I know that how to get these qualities by which I will become peaceful, I will become lighter, I will feel freer? So, like this, many days and years passed. I think I have been keeping a spiritual journal, a diary. In this diary, that it is I think only full of this, that I want to know God or feel God always. And why is it that I am not having it? And there was a lot of introspection, finding desire, finding unnecessary anxieties, finding unnecessary interest in things which is not necessary for this sadhana. So, but the mind was constantly wanting to get anchored in God. And as I came at the feet of Swamiji, before that even, Swamiji asked me to chant slokas. Swamiji was telling you all these that other day, chant slokas. So lot of slokas I learned, and learned them, and to feel that they are the truth and they can be pursued and one can become that. So the chanting and the slokas became a sadhana. So much later, much later, while sadhana went on, Swamiji taught us many slokas, and in that, one sloka is this. What? It is from Prahlada. And it says that Etavaneva lokesmin pumsasvartha parasmritaha ekanta bhaktir govinde yat sarvatra tadikshanam etavaneva lokesmin pumsasvartha parasmritaha ekanta bhaktir govinde yat sarvatra tadikshanam. Etavaneva lokesmin pumsaha swarthaha parasmritaha ekanta bhaktir govinde yat sarvatra tadikshanam. What is this? Prahlada is telling his classmates. Prahlada himself was 7 years old. And so he used to, when they will be going to school and the teachers will go for nature's call or whatever, he would call all the classmates and say, no, what our teachers are teaching, that is not the truth. That is all impermanent. What I tell you, please listen. So he would give them a lot of advice. Advice on what? He would say that Sri Hari is the one who should be contemplated upon, who should be worshipped, and who is our near and dear. So he was giving them all kinds of instructions. And there he says, Etavaneva lokesmin pumsaha swarthaha parasmritaha ekanta bhaktir govinde yat sarvatra tadikshanam. What is it? Etavan eva. Thus indeed, having given all the instructions, what is he saying? That thus indeed Asmin loke, in this world, thus indeed in this world, pumsaha paraha swartha smitaha, the ultimate goal of human life, he's talking about the ultimate or the supreme goal of human life. Mark these words. What is it? Yat govinda ekanta bhakti, one-pointed devotion towards God. Okay? And seeing Him everywhere. Sarvatra tadikshanam. That is, what is the supreme aim of life? Ultimate goal of human life? Ultimate goal of human life. See, we started with the three rare things, durlabham trayam evaitat, the three rarities. One is the human life. So human life is not the simple ordinary life. There is a supreme goal of human life. What is that supreme goal? The supreme goal is yad govinda ekanta bhakti, that is, have one-pointed devotion to God. One-pointed devotion to God, to yourself, to Brahman. That is, that all-pervading presence, the one presence that is there, which animates all of us, which is inside us. That, you can call it Govinda, you can call it Hari, Vishnu, whatever you like. And not only that, it is inside us, it is everywhere, because it is all-pervading. So, not only having devotion towards God, thinking that what? God is in this idol, God is in this image, God is inside me. No, He is everywhere. So if He is everywhere, what is to be done? Whatever you perceive with all your senses, understand that it is godly and God alone. Godly and God alone. My dear children, that is what we are not doing. We are reading, listening, doing satsang, learning shlokas, going from one text to another, doing everything. But in our activities, our active life and our interactive life, in our thoughts, in our speech, we are forgetting this. We are not keeping this in mind, that everywhere it is God. Everywhere it is God. How will we think actually? We don't know God. Do we know? We are just having an abstract idea. We don't know. We have given some, figures. Oh, Krishna looks like this, Vishnu looks like this, Ganesha looks like this. It is according to our own love. We have given the forms. What is He? He has the attributes. He has the qualities. That is God, or that is Atma, that is the Self, that is Brahman. We know those qualities. So have a love for those qualities. Love for those qualities. Understanding that presence, that consciousness, that one presence is everywhere. And on that is this plural world. The plural word, it manifests as the plural world. So see God everywhere. See God everywhere. Shall we chant this shloka? Swamiji had told me to learn this shloka. Not only learn, constantly remember it. Remember it. What is it saying? Ekanta bhaktir govinde. My dear children, what is this ekanta bhakti? We all feel that we are devotees. We all feel we are devotees. We want to be very devoted. We go to temples. We worship. We may be having so many kinds of idols in our puja room, observing so many festivities. We are devoted to God. But what is this ekanta bhakti? If bhakti was enough, why the scriptures are writing this word? Ekanta bhakti. Ekanta bhakti means one-pointed bhakti. Bhakti to the exclusion of all other devotions. That is, devotion to money, devotion to fame, devotion to health, devotion to many other things, what you want. We are devoted to the world. We are giving part of our life, which we feel for 2 hours, 3 hours, devoted to spirituality. Is it not? We are devoting only little bit time for spirituality. But that is also good. That is good. Better than those who do not give at all. What we have to be? Ekanta Bhakta. That is, our whole idea, our whole mind, our interests, all should come away from the world to the self or Brahman. But is it possible? You are doing jobs, you have got families, children, they have to be looked after, so many things to be done in the world. So what is the way, can you tell? To see God everywhere in everything. Very simple. Now what we are doing? We are feeling that this is God, this is spirituality. And rest of the thing, when I go back to my home, my job, my office, those are different. No. This Ekanta Bhakti will come. Yat sarvatra tadikshanam. See God everywhere. Then only your bhakti will become one-pointed. You will not miss God anywhere. Are you understanding? You will not miss God anywhere. So that has to be practiced. That practice will take time. For any other practice, say a person becomes a doctor, how much he has to study? Then after studying and becoming MBBS, you have to do MD, MS, then specialization, then slowly you start, nobody will go to a new doctor, so you will have to see you have to be, take your chance. You have to become a little known, then people will start flocking to the new doctor. How much we have to study? Similarly engineering, similarly everything. How much effort we have to give? Time has to be given. So, to get to this state where we see God everywhere, it will take time, but it can be done. It can be done. And what can be done? Whatever we want to do, we do. So, we must have that yearning, one-pointed yearning we must have, that I want to live that state where I will not miss God anywhere. I will always feel that I am surrounded by that godly presence, godly ambience, and I will feel Him inside me, outside me, this side, that side, everywhere. Is it not a good state? Why you are not nodding? Thinking? I think if somebody asks me whether I want to have that state, I will be the first one to raise my hand. And I have always wanted that state. Always wanted that state. To be feeling Him. Always there was a feeling. I'm talking about many, many years back when I was in the household. There will be some maybe functions or maybe some festivity even. There will be feeling that I have lost the touch. At that time I used to think that I've lost the touch. What is the touch? I used to feel my God here. I forgot Him and I got involved in so many things. How is it that I forgot You? That will be my question. How is it that I am forgetting You? Why are You making me forget You? When will that day come when I will never forget You? Will that day ever come that I will never forget You? I have written like this. And sometimes in tears. Will that day come? Remaining in the household. That weeping, that I want to reach that state. So what are the obstacles? Why is it that my interest is not fully in you so far? See, as days passed, as I started reading the scriptures, and Swamiji introduced me to the Bhagavatam, where it's very sweet, very sweet. The relationship with God, the God whom I thought that it was in me, in my heart, as my friend, as a companion. And that God, when I started reading Bhagavatam about Krishna, I started feeling that it's a Krishna going with me. Wherever I went, if I would go to pluck flowers for my puja, it will go and show me, I want this flower, I want that flower. I will, if there were maybe 1 or 2 flowers, and I will feel that Krishna is showing that 1 or 2, then I will scold him. No, this tree let us not take. It has only 2. In whichever plant there are many flowers, let us take from that. One day I felt that it is wanting the grass flowers, small. Grass flowers means people must have trampled. I said, why do you want these? So it's crying, no, I want that only. So this kind of feeling was there. But in spite of that, I started feeling, I could understand. These are feelings, these are emotions. If this experience is a real experience, why is it that still I am gripped with fear? Why is it that still I am gripped with anxiety? Why is it that I am still gripped with my sudden reactions to somebody who has been hurt by my reactions? So what is the truth? What I should experience so that I can be established in the truth and I do not miss you at any time. That has been. So I was constantly, I think, even before coming here, after coming here, at the feet of Swamiji, always I have been pestering how to realize the truth and how to see God everywhere. How do we see God everywhere? So one day he told me one sloka. What is that? I would tell him that, Swamiji, it's not at all possible to have this feeling that I can see God everywhere. How will I see? I don't know God. I have not I've not started loving God. Only when we love somebody we will think about him. So little bit whatever I had, now that my thoughts on him goes away. So how to see him everywhere and everything? Then Swamiji said that you are saying that while doing household work or domestic work, I'd come to the ashram, not household, ashram work, every day from morning till night, as Namrata was announcing in the beginning, that lot of work. We do lot of work. Not only me actually, she was only talking of me. I think all of us ashramites are constantly spinning like tops, and for what? To give all the devotees, very comfortable, to look after them, so that they are comfortable when they come to the ashram to meet our Guru and be guided by our Guru. So our eyes have to be everywhere. And this is what we do. From this kind of feeling and attitude, we transcend from self-interest to universal interest. That is, we don't think of us, we are thinking of others constantly. And not only the devotees, villagers, help seekers, the workers, all of them. Even those who are away, those who want to maybe talk, somebody has written a letter who is having some kind of mental sadness or mental sorrow, will see to it that Swamiji will talk to the person, or write a letter. So always our thought is outside, out for others. So those days, I used to tell Swamiji that, Swamiji, while doing work, how to remember God is not possible. So he told me this shloka. Yadohane abahanane mathanopale paprenkenkhanar bharuditokshana marjanadau gayanti chainam anurakta dhiyo shrukantyo dhanya vrajastriya urukramachittayanaha yadohane abahanane mathanopale paprenkenkhanar bharuditokshana marjanadau gayanti chainam anurakta dhiyo shrukantyo dhanya vrajastriya urukramachittayanaha. It is a little too big, okay? But doesn't matter. Just understand the meaning. What is the meaning? Did you like the shloka? The chanting. The shloka is the Vrajastriyaha, the Gopikas. You know, then in Krishna was in Vrajabhumi. The Gopikas were there. They were so fond of Krishna. Now this Yashoda is Krishna's mother. And there are so many Gopikas. Right from morning, they would like to come to Krishna's house, Yashoda and Nandagopal's house, to see Krishna. So in their house, what is the work that they were doing? It's a cowherd settlement. So there, most of the work is with cows, then milk, then butter, ghee, etc., etc. So right in the morning, when they get up, what they do? Dohane avahanane. They will be milking. Then they will also, they will milk the cows. Then after that, they will put the milk for boiling. And first thing I think they would do that when they get up, these old places, they will sweep and mop and then smear cow dung in their courtyard. Then they will be milking the cows, give it for boiling. And whatever curd they have set at night, they'll bring the curd and start churning it to get butter. While they are doing this, sometimes their children will get up who were in the cradles, so they will leave the work and go and cradle them and make them sleep again. So all these things, what kind of work is this? Normal household work. They don't even get any appreciation by doing it. The housewives are always complaining that their work nobody is understanding. What all work a housewife has to do, nobody understands. Nobody gives any kinds of, reward, award, or any kind of appreciation also. So it is like this. All this, while doing all this, they are so happy because they are thinking of Gayanti Chainam Anurakta Dhiyo Shrukantyo. They are singing the songs about Krishna. And how? Anurakta Dhiyaha. Anurakta Dhiya means their buddhi and mind, everything is full of love for Krishna. Full of love. All of you, many of you must be understanding, those who have children, when there is a child in the house, and we all will be thinking of the child. Somebody said that never go to a house where a child is there of 1 year or 2 years of age, because they will not talk to you. They will only talk about the child, what the child has done, what the child is able to do now, what all he can chant, or what all nursery rhymes he has learnt. So don't go to their house. I think that person who told me this must have felt that by going to a friend's house, the friends did not even welcome properly. They wanted to discuss something, but there was a small child, so they were constantly being told to say, here also it happens, people who bring small children, The mother, the father, the grandmother, they will all make the child, repeat nursery rhymes. Not only that, there was one mother. Suddenly I heard that such a young mother, So I was in my office, somebody came and told me she is crying. So I said, why? Why is she crying? Call her. So I called the mother. The mother came, the child was with the father. She was crying profusely. What has happened? Why are you crying? She said that I later understood, and from her talk, that she has an expectation how her child should behave here. Should be able to say all the nursery rhymes, should be able to be obedient. When they are telling sit down, he should sit. When they are saying do namaskaram, he should do namaskaram. The child is not doing. So the mother, out of frustration that my child has not passed mark, so she was so upset. She cried for a long time. But what is behind it? The love for the child. So these gopikas, out of their love, gayanti chainam anurakta dhiyaha, and because of that love, their voice is choked. Ashrukantyo, the voice is choked with tears. And they are singing and doing all the household work. And this Vyasadeva is writing about these people, these ladies, that dhanya vrajastriyaha, they are the most blessed ones, most blessed. Why? Because they are doing ordinary work, but their mind is in divinity, right? Mind is in divinity. Brahmanyuparataha. I told you that word. The mind is in divinity. By thinking of Krishna, by singing about Krishna, their mind has gone from ordinary petty matters. So Swamiji told me, can you not be like them? Can you not be like them? So this is one thing I used to chant a lot. And those days, it was, old time. Ashram was very small. Ashram had few resources. And so I had to work very hard, physically. There was firewood oven. We would cook in firewood oven. For a long time, cook was not there. So I learned firewood cooking in firewood oven. I have grown up in Delhi. I have never seen a firewood oven also. So I had to learn it. And had to learn how to keep the fire, up. I mean, if you turn this side to take something, you'll find that it has got extinguished. And then many other things. Heavy vessels, such big vessels I've never seen in my life. Heavy vessels, and rice being cooked in big vessels with water, and you have to pour out the starch. So while I'll be pouring out more, a part of the rice also will be poured out. So it was, but when I say this, I have felt everything is sadhana and everything is a service. That I could do everything so joyfully is because my whole wish was, my whole yearning was to serve Swamiji and what is around him. At that time, activities were less. Mission, whatever we do for many things we do now, all those were less. But this was the thing. And I got the blessed opportunity as soon as I came to cook for him, to look after him. To then, very soon there was Gurupoornima. So Swamiji one day was talking to devotees and said that, I have to go and dye my dhoti. Somebody has sent a dhoti for him to dye and wear it on Gurupoornima day. So Swamiji just stopped his conversation with others. Some devotees had come and he got up. So I told Swamiji, requested Swamiji that, Swamiji, will you show me how to dye? Then you will not have to dye anymore. I will dye your clothes. So from that day onwards, started dyeing his clothes. I never knew I'll become a sannyasi myself, and then I'll have to dye my clothes also. So I'm saying that, why I'm saying that blessed opportunity to do seva. And very soon understood that seva is not only for the Guru, for everybody or every work that he wishes to do. His mission. Everything is his seva. So even those, what we do, our whole day we are running about, it is a seva for him. And what Namrata was saying, I was listening to her announcement, and I really feel that this topic has been given. I was so busy this time, that whenever I was asked about the topic, I was saying that, don't ask me, I may not even talk. So I got so, I think, physically tired and all that. So then I will not talk to test. And then if you ask me to give a topic, I really cannot give topics. Many times in Vichar Setu also, or in my whatever, any time, if I have written an article, I'll be asked to give subheadings and all that. I'm not at all able to do that. I'm not at all good at it. So I think it was the last day, last moment, Namrata came and said that it's very late, Ma, you have to give a topic. I say, you all give a topic to me. So then she said that, she had said that remaining anchored in the divine. Then Swamiji said, no, it should be how to remain anchored in the divine. I said, okay, that suits me, very good. Whatever comes to my mind, I will say. And that is what I tell you. Whatever comes to my mind, I will say. I will only be telling about my life at my Guru's feet, my sadhana. I can talk only that. And in that, definitely, so many texts will come in. Maybe it will come in. And maybe some things I thought from Prabhat Rashmi, whatever is sadhana oriented, I would like to take some things from there. Then my own diary, some of the incidents which has happened, which gives a sadhana orientation. You have come here. I would feel that more than any text, you should be drenched in this ambience, drenched in that, and never leave that blessedness that I am telling about. Feel drenched in that blessedness. Okay. So I stop for today. So do you give me freedom to talk whatever I like? Yes. Okay. Sampurnam Jagadeva Nandanavanam Sarvepi Kalpadrumaha Gangam Vari Samastavari Nivaha Punya Samasta Kriyaha Vacha Prakrita Samskrita Shruti Shiro Varanasi Medini Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani. Jai Guru, Jai Guru.